Could this be the most haunted house in all of California? According to the U.S. Commerce Department, the answer to that question is a resounding yes. The grizzled noose constricted tightly around the big man's neck, tightly enough to slowly strangulate the 6'4" mass of flesh, blood, and bone known as Yankee Jim Robinson. Slowly was the operative term here. Because the average height of a grown man during the mid-1800s was a mere 5 feet 5 inches, the makeshift gallows from which Jim was painfully choking to death was far too short to accommodate his oversized frame. Robinson's toes, when fully extended, scraped the ground, keeping the noose from completing its intended task and snapping the condemned man's neck, resulting in a quick execution. Rather, Yankee Jim would suffocate for nearly 45 minutes before expelling his final breath. Oddly enough, being witness to such gruesome frontier justice, Thomas Whaley, a New York businessman, decided to construct a residence for himself and his wife Anna on the very location of the botched hanging. Resultant of such a horrific death, and perhaps due to the fact that he was sentenced to capital punishment for simply stealing a rowboat, Yankee Jim's spirit is said to continue to walk the second floor of the Whaley House in Old Town San Diego, California, to this very day. Allegedly, Jim's specter isn't the only otherworldly presence occupying the one-time home, though. In fact, Robinson's fateful demise was but the first in a string of tragedies to befall the property. In 1885, Thomas's second eldest daughter, Violet Whaley, inconsolable over her recently failed marriage, shot herself in the chest whilst in the storage shed behind the home. Upon discovering his beloved offspring near death, Thomas carried Violet to a bedroom in the house, where the young woman perished in his arms. As would be expected, the tragedy had a profound effect on Mr. Whaley, and his apparition is said to continue to haunt the top of the dwelling's stairwell, from time to time glaring over the banister at those who have entered his home. A visit to the Whaley house may also offer one the opportunity to hear Thomas's deep disembodied laughter, which is a reported staple throughout the residence. The entity of Anna Whaley, Thomas's wife, is also claimed to periodically walk the home in an elegant gown, smelling of lavender perfume while staring intently at visitors. Paranormal phenomena apparently follows no set schedule at the Whaley house, as apparitions and bizarre anomalies have been witnessed on the premises both day and night. The home, now a museum and state historical landmark, is open to the public in a variance of hours, so check their website at www.whaleyhouse.org prior to a visit to this old town treasure. Admission to the historic residence is a mere $6 for adults, $5 for seniors, and $4 for children. Perhaps you've heard the expression, "It felt like somebody was walking over my grave." Well, a trip to El Campo Santo Cemetery in Old Town San Diego will give you the opportunity to do just that to someone, whether you like it or not. Constructed in 1849, this quaint city of the dead supposedly holds well in excess of 400 bodies. Upon visiting this antiquated necropolis and viewing its humble boundaries, one questions just how so many corpsei could be confined to such a small space. Are the bodies buried atop one another? Are cadavers packed 2, 3, perhaps 4 to a casket? The answer here lies not in the graveyard itself, but beneath the foot and vehicle traffic of adjacent San Diego Avenue. In 1889, resultant of the city's rapid growth, a streetcar thoroughfare was constructed across a portion of El Campo Santo Cemetery. This inevitability of progress apparently made no concession for those buried 6 feet under, as bodies were never relocated, and continue to reside to this day beneath sidewalks, the burial grounds parking lot, San Diego Avenue itself, and a few nearby businesses. In fact, anywhere from 18 to 38 individual graves purportedly dwell outside the confines of the cemetery, which may account for the constant paranormal activity to nearby shop owners and residents. According to tale, those traveling along San Diego Avenue after nightfall may witness otherworldly pedestrians traversing the thoroughfare. Apparitions garbed in period attire are sometimes observed wandering the graveyard. Apparently, simply parking in the cemetery's diminutive lot can be a hazard. It's claimed that once cars are turned off in this area, they are often difficult, if not impossible, to restart. El Campo Santo Cemetery is located at 2410 San Diego Avenue, mere city blocks from the Whaley House. In fact, the body of Yankee Jim Robinson is buried beneath the well-kept soil of this particular graveyard, which is open to visitors free of charge from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.